everyone. Wow, I really need to like, this is so, I made it. Oh, Pierce the Spotter, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello, Skelly Feed. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Surprised you're still awake. Sammy, what time is it? I am doing again where I am both on Twitch and TikTok. So if you prefer Twitch, I am also on Twitch. I know that can be preferable for some folks. 1 a.m. Oof, that's very late for me. Hi, where's hats? But yeah, I'm trying to do more of this back and forth situation with simulcasting now that that's like totally allowed. Because I know that both are nice as an option when possible. Hello, Protex. Nice to see you again as well. I do feel hugged. You should also feel hugged. Dream of nightmares. Hello. Hi, Robert. Luckily didn't work today or tomorrow. Yeah, I took today off. What I did last year that worked really well for me is I took every 6 weeks, I took an extra day on the weekend off. I take an extra day on the weekend off to give myself extra break. I don't know how else to put that. I'm just gonna bump the volume up on that a little bit. It's been really quiet. When I go to like record singing, it's too loud. But when I'm doing these VODs, it's super quiet. Album time! We're taking an hour to listen to a 37-minute album. Seems like we do have time to explain. Album time. So this album has been in the works for a year. I did the record production month challenge last year, and throughout February I wrote the entire album and I recorded demos for the entire album and most of what is there at the end of the day. There are a few songs where I then went in later and added some extra instrumentals, or maybe a few like oohs and ahs or something. All the primary vocals by me were done during the month of February, however, and then the only things that I didn't record came from guest features. So like Cammy Cat, Anna Pantsu, and then for this last one we had Sadie Pasley and Ghostlight G. Elvin came in on Harp. That's much better for the volume. Yeah, still working on the storyboard. All good. Yeah, I am super swamped with projects, so I am in no rush. If we end up being able to work together, summer will probably be a better time for me regardless to actually do anything. So no rush on my end. So anyways, yeah, this album was inspired by, yeah, Anna Pantsu is on the Stick Together Found Family track in the middle, track number 5. Yeah, I felt really excited. I did get Anna Pantsu to sing some stuff for me. So cool. Like really, really amazing, spectacular vocals. I was like, ah! Yeah, so all the folks, you can see all my, yeah, yes, OMG, for reals, yes, I also felt that way. Cammy Cat, Cammy Cat and I wrote a song last year together, and Cammy Cat works with Anna Pantsu semi-regularly, and connected me there, basically, which was really cool. I know Anna's really, really busy, as well, and still managed to make a little time for me and my Little Hero's Journey project, and now it's here. It's done. A little backstory on like why this part. There's many reasons this has taken so long. One, I had a lot of health and visa stress last year. That's all getting wrapped up. Things are much less stressful this year, hopefully continuing to be. But in addition to just like executive dysfunction and super stress, etc., organizing the collaborations, the mixing and mastering, I kept running into issues just like, yeah, struggling. I struggled. Mono sound? Hold on. It should be mono sound, but like in a good way. Hold on, down here. For some reason is that fixed? Is that fixed? It should be mono, but like in the center. I think it's because I had to re-add the sound for whatever reason. Oh, hey, I already listened to this all the way through while studying yesterday too, Liv. But yeah, so I'm really, really excited about, thank you for saying something. That's, I'm sure very annoying to listen to. I'm very excited to have this project done. Yeah, everything was pretty much written and recorded. Oh, he had to appeal last year and it was terrible. Yeah, my visa was expiring at around the same time my passport was expiring. Thank you for the confetti. And so, but to get to renew the visa, I needed the passport to be worth longer. But then I needed but the time at which I needed to send off the passport is when I needed the passport to go with the visa. So I had to do weird timing to temporarily extend my visa, then go renew my passport, then go back and actually extend my visa. So it was just really bad, hippity hoppity timing. And then I also was suddenly asked to produce a Sprachcertificate. I had to show that I could do German, and I hadn't actually been, I never lied about classes I wasn't taking, but I got through B1, I got through a certain level of classes, but then I never took the test, and then they weren't asking me to take any further classes after that, but then they did want to see the certificate, right? They wanted to see the certificate, but I never went and got the certificate. So then I had to suddenly brush up on all my test taking and then go take the test. And so thankfully I was able to pass that, but I was ready to have to take that multiple times. It was very stressful. Anyways, it all worked out. I have my new extended visa in hand. I have my new passport in hand. Things are coming together. Yeah. So anyways, lots of stressful stuff really slowed me down last year. And I was dealing with my thyroid treatment and yada, 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 yada. But it's here. I wanted to have this all done by the end of last summer. I kept being all right, and then the album's going to be done by August, October, November. But hey, we are in February 2024. The album is all here as of yesterday. I'm still at A2. Completely English and then B1. Yeah, hello, Nicomancer, excuse me. The Ausländer Bureau is crazy. It takes a year to get anything done. Oh my god, not just that, but I had to, I with my job has had multiple times to help me get an appointment to make sure that I'm able to get my visa renewed, because they're just so backlogged. And I'm just really fortunate that my work knows who to call to make sure that I have the access that I need to get an appointment to be able to keep working with them. So I'm really grateful for that. Hello, Void Hannah. Welcome in. Okay, so the Hero's Journey concept album is an adventure folk pop album that I wrote and recorded and produced, and we have a few featured guests, like I was saying: Cammy Can, Anna Pantsu, Brandon Maxwell, Jordan Fries, Sadie Pasley, Ghostlight G, and then Elvin. Whenever you hear Harp, my friend Elvin is here on the harp, and she's amazing. And also, you all would probably enjoy a lot of her music as well. It's very different overall to what I do, but Elvin is so talented and skilled and just a fantastic voice. Does harp and then a lot of metal inspired harp metal stuff. I don't even know how to explain. It just has a really amazing voice. So Elvin is also someone y'all should check out if you don't know her. I'm just gonna type that name in chat for y'all to look up because I think you would enjoy it. Very epic music. Again, different vibe than what I do, but at the same time I feel like it appeals to a similar audience. Your mother-in-law's doing it for you, but if I didn't have her, I don't know how I would navigate. There's so many steps of the way where if I hadn't had a support network of people, I just don't even know. My area is so nice because they just have days to walk in for visa stuff. That's really nice. Here, it's you might wait for 6 months. Good luck. And then I call and I'm what do I do if my visa's expired by then? Oh, I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna get started. So I used the Christopher Vogler, I think is how you say it. I never looked up how to say his name. I think it's Christopher Vogler version of the hero's journey. And I had to take some artistic liberties because there's technically like 12 to 14 steps in that, and I've done 10 songs. So like there's some stuff that didn't quite make it in, or like things that are kind of like partially in one song and partially in another. For example, song number 1 is called About Time. It covers the ordinary world. So we wake up in the ordinary world, but by the end of the song, we are at the call to adventure. Yeah, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna play the music for you. You let me know if you can't hear it for some reason. Yeah, we get to have fun and listen to this together. I'm gonna mute myself though, because I will probably be singing along and that will definitely kill the quality. All right, so About Time, Ordinary World plus Call to Adventure in the Hero's Journey concept album. No Time to Explain by yours truly. I had no context for the song and I loved it. One of my favorites from the album, I think. Thank you, Tulip. It's about time. As if I'm not going to be singing along. Yes, also, just for anyone, I've had a lot of people asking about lyrics. One, the lyrics should be wherever they're supported, like in terms of like Spotify and stuff. Like, I don't think I have the sync lyrics accessible to me yet. I have to figure out how to do that without paying $1 gajillion to DistroKid. But, so I'm figuring that out. However, if you ever just need the plain lyrics, whether you're making a video with my music or what have you, you just want to learn the lyrics and sing along, dorko.tv/music is my full discography of original music, including all the lyrics. So if you go there, you can dorko.tv/music, you'll find my list of music that I've written and published. You can click through to any song or any album or whatever and find the lyrics that you need by clicking on the song title. So just a fun fact. Tula, thank you for the link in Twitch. Lyrics literally make me so happy the lyrics were there. Yes! Okay, now I'm really going to stop talking. We're really going to listen to the song. I'm going to mute myself.
I wake up, it's a day like any other.
Hold on. Is it coming through? Okay, I see it coming through on... How come it's not coming through? Do y'all hear it? Do you both hear it? That's kind of loud. Hold on. Can you hear it on...
Feet on the floor, waiting for the sun
Can
to
TikTok hear it?
rise. It's about time.
It's like hardly even showing up for me.
Nothing seems
Can
to
you hear it?
change. That's okay by me.
Is the volume okay
It's
for
all
everyone?
the same, but
And when it's okay, then
sometimes
I'll
I
like
just
back it up
think
and we
it's
can start at the
about
top.
time.
Can hear it well on Twitch. Volume's good? Okay, we're gonna start over and I'm really gonna mute myself. Let's do this.
I wake up, it's a day like any other. Feet on the floor, waiting for the sun to rise. It's about time. Nothing seems to change. That's okay by me. You know it's all the same, but sometimes I just think it's about time. Cause when the night falls, the road calls my name. And if I answer, would I come home the same? So is it my time to go out and find if the world can hold me when I'm not in line? Is it my place to go out and see exactly what I'm made of? Just who I could be. The world is small when I look outside my window. I've got this plan growing inside my mind. It's about time. But is this what I want? Should I stop to think? Do I leave it all behind just to take it to the brink? It's about time. Cause when the day breaks, I forget my name. And if I take it with me, maybe it still sounds the same. The same. Isn't there time to go out and find if the world can't hold me when I'm not in line? Is it my place to go out and see exactly what I'm made of? Who I could be. Is it my time to go out and find if the world can't hold me when I'm not in line? Is it my place to go out and see exactly what I'm made of? Who could I be?
Okay, I do not have like an efficient way to be meeting, and I'm meeting myself on both places. But I think I figured out why there's a weird mute issue, so I'm gonna try and fix that really quick. I love that you're so into this that you haven't burnt out on hearing it after going over it with a fine-tooth production comb. Yeah, you know, one of the things about my music is that I make music that I want to listen to, is really what it comes down to. Like, and it's part of why I can't stop making music. I'm like, it feels really self-absorbed when I want to listen to a bunch of my own music over like other stuff. But it's not because I think I'm an amazing performer or singer or whatever. I just make the music that I wish that I had to listen to. You know what I'm saying? This song is just amazing. I want to add it to every character playlist. Thank you. The flute parts are my absolute favorite. Yeah, I was really excited to find like a programmable flute that I wasn't like disappointed by. But absolutely, I like my music to feel like a Disney character could sing it for sure. That's definitely a vibe I like to hit. The song hits harder every time I hear it. And that's, yeah, that's the goal. You are an amazing performer. Thank you, Robert. Let me try and fix this audio issue on my end so that I can better mute myself. I think I've just added things in the wrong place. Oh, maybe I didn't add it in the wrong place. Let's add this and see if that plays.
Inside my mind.
Ooh, I think I did it. Is that too loud for TikTok? Why I'm practicing drawing because I want to draw the stuff I want to see. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like, you know, we have to make the art we want to see in the world, more or less. That's not true, but like, yes, it's kind of true. If you can make the art you want to see, like, some art is not for us to make, right? But we got to make the art that we can make that we want to see in the world. I don't know what words I'm saying. You know, yeah, I just think the world's better when we're putting ourselves into it. Full on creatively words. Okay, so that's the ordinary world plus call to adventure. Sometimes it's just about getting the thing to stop buzzing around your head and put it somewhere outside your brain. Exactly, hats. Yes. And I just have that, like, a lot of times when I sit down and I'm just working on music, like, I am just trying to I have an idea and I just want to see if I can find an outlet for it. But sometimes, like, and a lot of times that's when I've, like, for example, the song that I just posted a few days ago that I suddenly wrote, like, I wrote and recorded that within an hour. The Tell Me Your Story song, it just was suddenly there, and like I needed to just like put it out as fast as I could before it left me, right? Like that song just happened. It just emerged from my brain. And I love when that happens. I find that to be very exciting. But not all my songs come out that way. Sometimes I really do need to sit out and like extract an idea or like what have you. But yeah, very much brain vomit. Every once in a while I just have a song and for a while there, like for a few years, I had it where I was just like using music as my way to process everything. So I just had constant brain vomit music. Like it was just like one song after the other. I just needed to get it out there. Where nowadays I feel a little more like I am crafting rather than just a vessel for these songs coming through me. So in some cases, and like, you know, there's also a mix of that where like you kind of like you tease it a little and then suddenly it starts flowing, right? Like that sounds weird. But yeah, you get me. You even vomit musically. Damn. Anyways, those were a bunch of words that may or may not have sounded suggestive. But we now have gotten The Ordinary World and Call to Adventure, About Time. Next is Extraordinary, which was one of, if not the shortest song on the album, but personally one of my favorites because I really get into it every single time. Extraordinary is, well, the refusal and then eventual acceptance of the call to adventure. So Extraordinary is meant to be kind of a, like, ordinary, the call to adventure is like, oh, that sounds interesting. Like, oh, I'm feeling the urge, the pull to go somewhere, to go do something, to be something. Is that like, and the way that I wrote that was meant to kind of be like, oh, like, do I want to, am I going to go do that? Like, can I go do that? Is this for me? And then extraordinary is like, oh, wow, that's bigger than I thought. That's more dangerous than I thought. That's too much. Like, I can't do that. And then realizing that most people who do extraordinary things are just people doing things. Like, so first the world was ordinary, but now it's extraordinary, right? Like, the thing is, like, most people who do extraordinary things are just people. Like, I think most people who, you know, it's the whole, like, thrust into greatness kind of vibe where, you know, like, a lot of us don't choose to be in the situation where we have to do extraordinary things. But we live in a world where sometimes you gotta do the extraordinary thing, even if you don't feel extraordinary. And you can choose to do extraordinary things, even if you feel like an ordinary person, or if you, I don't know, that kind of vibe. Yeah, it turns out 100% of them are still only human, no matter how impressive they are. So just like, at the end of the day, we're just people doing our best. And that often ends up resulting in extraordinary results. So that's what this song is: the refusal and call to the refusal and eventual acceptance of the call to adventure. So I'm gonna mute myself again. We're gonna listen to the song. Hello, puppet guy, welcome in, and then we'll move on with the album.
At first I thought it sounds fun to go see somewhere new, but the stories you tell, the yarns you have spun, all ring a little too true. And all that you describe, I don't think I would survive. Extraordinary is what you need, and I can't be extraordinary to tame the beast and take the lead. I'll toast to your health, good fortune, great wealth as you go upon your way. You can just leave me here, 'cause my greatest fear is to find an early grave. For all that I have said, there's one thing you cannot forget. Extraordinary is what you need, and I can't be extraordinary to find the strength to face the heat. Ordinary people living tries to find average, ordinary people holding back the fire. Maybe I can be extraordinary. It's not a dream, I choose to be extraordinary. I'll find my place, I'll find my beat. Extraordinary, it's what you need, and I will be extraordinary to tame the fire, to bring the heat.
Love the pattern for the extraordinary part. Thank you. I was really excited about that. Hard to perform, actually. Like, that's a hard, for some reason, that's when I was singing. I had to do that a lot. Extraordinary. Like, harder than it sounds to, like, pull off. If you and then, yeah, I just really love a lot of what I did with that song, as weird as that may sound. But that pattern, and then I really liked my bridge. Ordinary people living average, ordinary lives. Very fun to sing, little difficult. And then, yeah, the problem with, I really like mixing up little lyrics and like changing exactly how I phrase things. So like at the end of each chorus, like what I'm saying changes slightly. But then when I'm later trying to sing it, I don't remember where I'm at or which end of the chorus I put where. I'm like, makes it hard to lip sync too. But you know, it is what it is. So that is the call to adventure, the refusal of the call, and then the eventual, acceptance of the call. The key to high notes is not to worry about them. Stress makes your vocal cords tense up, which keeps them from higher frequencies. Yeah, clear your mind. Yeah, a lot of times I have to like do a bunch of takes just to get out of my head like about it. And then another like trick or tip that I learned that I'm working on is like trying to think of coming into high notes from above the high note instead of trying to like reach up to the high note, like already try to come down to it from a higher note, which I've also found is helpful. Probably because it helps me relax the vocal cords because I'm already just like, instead of, I don't know. Okay, so that was extraordinary. One of my, when I'm listening to these, I always feel like, oh, this one is one of my personal favorites, which is probably a good thing because that's how I feel when I get to each one. I'm like, oh, but I really love this one. So that's part of what I love about this album. Yeah. So we're going to move into Never Going Back. This is where we get, gotta say, it was pretty extraordinary. This is where we get to Haven't You Heard? I said Never Going Back. That was a lie. We are getting to Haven't You Heard, which is the Meeting the Mentor song. And this is basically, I had Genie in mind. Wait a damn minute. It's not time for Never Going Back. It's Meeting the Mentor time. Meeting the Mentor. It's Haven't You Heard? Meeting the Mentor. What I wanted was a Friend Like Me moment, like a genie, meeting the genie singing. It didn't quite hit that vibe, I think. I didn't quite get where I wanted. However, the sassy vibes of Haven't You Heard are excellent. Thank you. So Genie was in my head for Haven't You Heard, but I couldn't really nail the like just super supportive mentor feeling the way that Genie's just like, I got your back. But that was definitely where I was headed with that, or at least the original inspiration. Yeah. Haven't You Heard? Meeting the Mentor, inspired by Genie, but definitely didn't land in that realm. I just think it was a good, I also miss Robin Williams. we're going, speaking of which, we're going through the sketchbook series on Disney Plus, and we had to stop because we were playing D&D and it took longer to go through the video than we thought. These like 20-minute videos take us over an hour to get through to do these sketches. But you basically, each episode is like 20 minutes long, and you learn how to draw a character for one of the Disney artists. And we are currently on the Genie one, and it was like the animator person going through that one is like one of the guys who like drew the original Genie and worked with Robin Williams. So we get all these cute little like stories and like references to Robin. Anyways, so that's lovely. But yeah, Haven't You Heard? Definitely inspired by the Genie. However, definitely took a life of its own, so don't compare it to that song, actually. And we're gonna listen to it now. I'm gonna mute myself and we're gonna listen to it. Otherwise, I'm gonna talk for like 10 minutes in between each song, and this will actually be a 2-hour stream. And I have lunch to get to. We're gonna do a lunch date today, so I don't want to take forever and run into that. Okay, Haven't You Heard? Let's go.
Hey ho, what do you know? I've got another knocking at my door. Hey ho, come on, let's go. I said, what are you waiting for? I know it's power that you seek. Come on in, take a seat. You're gonna have to listen close. Nothing good comes to those who don't. Haven't you heard? The road out there is winding. Haven't you heard? The darkness can be blinding. You haven't got the right tools to survive. Haven't you heard of the monsters and the demons? Haven't you heard? Nothing left we can't believe in. There's no need for you to sacrifice. Not this time. Look here, you tackled your fear. Maybe you could stand a chance. Look here, the time's drawing near. If you want to take it in your hands, I have the power that you need. A heavy burden, think carefully. Once you take it, you can't let go. A blessing or a curse, it might be both. Haven't you heard? The road out there is winding. Haven't you heard? The darkness can be binding, but now you've got the right tools to survive. Haven't you heard of the monsters and the demons? Haven't you heard? Know it's you we can't believe in, but we don't want to lose you to the fight. Not this time. Be the one, or you could just be another. The road ahead will change you, so be smart, look for cover. It's dangerous, so take this, use it to guide your way. If you make it back, well, that's a day we'll celebrate. You could be the one, or you could just be another. The road ahead will change you, so be smart, look for cover. It's dangerous, so take this, use it to guide your way. If you make it back, well, that's a day we'll celebrate. Now that you've learned, the road out there is winding. Now that you've learned, the darkness can be binding. You still want to help us all survive. Now that you've learned of the monsters and the demons. Now that you've learned what it takes to be believed in, I grant your wish the power to make it right. I hope you're right. You're gonna make it right.
Okay. Now I'm unmuted in both places. Thank you for text. Thank you. First of all, we have a character who Hikari. I've got another knocking at my door makes me giggle every time, because in Hikari's backstory, she came to her mentor for years asking to be taught by her, and each time she told her no until she finally gave in. Yeah, this was definitely a reluctant mentor. 6.9k likes. Yes. Nice. The sudden urge to choreograph a foxtrot to this is strong. I would love to see that. Thank you. Do it. Yeah, this song I kept trying to allude to, like, there have been heroes that came before and failed. Like, we have lost people to this fight before. We have, like, there's a lot of, like, non-existent lore that I was trying, like, lore that existed in my mind, but I never really wrote it down, that I was, like, trying to allude to. Like, many have come before, many have been lost. We have we've been through this song and dance, right? And yeah, wow, my hair is doing a really funny thing. Stop that! It's poofy back here. I can't. Anyways, that song has a lot of, like, subtle details in it, and yet also is just meant to be a bop. I had another thought about it, but I don't remember. The Gumby headphone bop. Yeah. So that's the Reluctant Mentor, Meeting the Mentor song. The lore comes through, though. Yes. Because I had, like, a vague story plot line I was writing in my head as I did this. And I couldn't, like, write it very clearly because, again, it's still very vague. Because it's really meant to be a relatively generic hero's journey, but I wanted there to be common themes, whether literally or metaphorically, that could be referred to. Like, throughout there are monsters and demons and devils. There are calls coming from who knows where. There's voices being granted. There are names being given and taken and sold. Like, there are there's just a lot of different, like, fire. The fire is, like, the metaphorical, theoretical problem, potentially just a power. Like, there are some things that are meant to be projected upon throughout that are, like, common themes. Yeah, so I don't know. Seriously, someone give me a hero mentor duo to cosplay so I can plan a performance. I have ideas. I would love to see it. This whole album, I just imagine you in a fantasy setting going through this journey. If I ever have, I feel like you could do, like, a small fun, like, short film to this, like, just like, didn't Beyonce do, like, a full album movie at some point, like, video movie thing? I think that would be really fun to do, but that would be, like, immensely expensive and take so much time and effort. Oh, that'll be those are my pipe dream types of goals. Hello, Mooney, welcome in. So, that was Meeting the Mentor. I said this was going to be an hour-long stream. We are 40 minutes in and not even halfway through. We're going to do Never Going Back, which is Crossing the Threshold. I'm excited. We're doing a listen through, fun little listening party for my album that just came. Well, many of the songs have been drip released over the last year, but yesterday it is fully out. It is fully out as of yesterday. The full album is here, start to finish. I get to move on with my musical life and get to be so excited to share all of this with you all the time. Pink Floyd did The Wall and The Who did Tommy. Beatles did a movie too. I don't think it's really an album movie. But yeah, album short film would be so fun. Never going back, never going back, never going back. But yeah, Never Going Back is now the next song. Elvin, my friend who does the harp and, like, metal, opera, cool singing stuff, like, really fun music I think y'all would enjoy. This is the first song I put on Hikari's playlist. This is the Crossing the Threshold music. This song, I had a lot of, like, Let It Go was one of the songs that I had in my head, like, thinking about what's the vibe. I didn't need it to sound like Let It Go, but, like, Let It Go is a very clear Crossing the Threshold Disney song, right? Like, you'll notice a lot of my references in mind for vibes are in fact Disney. Because, you know what? Classic storytelling. Disney as a corporation, it has its issues. These stories are classic. And boy, ever do they work with talent. But yeah, Let It Go is definitely a huge vibe inspiration for this song, and I use a lot of my own personal life because I feel a lot of my life comes from those crossing the threshold moments of, like, I don't know what comes next, but I sure as hell know I gotta start moving in that direction kind of thing. I did share a very brief TikTok with a little text overlay explaining a little bit of what I specifically had in mind. To Does Disney work with talent? Boy, please. Certified Disney adult. But yeah, this song is a very big blend of considering big stories in movies like Frozen and Let It Go, and my own personal life experiences and some big choices that I've made through my life to like leave things behind me, and move forward to try and find something better for myself. So, and the fear that comes with that also. Thank you, Minnie. Your voice is very nice. Thank you. This one makes me just tear up thinking about Hikari just choosing the party and doing better for herself by being with them. I'm almost, it's 5 a.m. and I'm in my feels. Ah. All right. Thank you, Robert, for hanging. Sorry, this stream is taking longer than I thought. I should have known that I was going to talk this much. Okay. I'm going to mute myself again. We're going to listen to Never Going Back featuring Elvin on the harp. Let's do it.
At first I wanted nothing that was different, and then I wanted to find out what was new. So I opened my eyes and the world outside my window grew. Then I heard the call, I heard my name. I didn't forget when the sun came again. I felt the voices in the mountains and the shadows in the valleys come alive with mine. I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to before. I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to closed doors. I leave it all behind me, only looking ahead from now on. Every step is the furthest I've gone. I don't know what danger lies before me, and I don't think I can make it on my own. But I feel sure that I won't ever truly be alone. I think about that call, how it sang to me. If I didn't answer, then who would I be? I think of the life I am missing, safe back in my home, however small. I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to before. I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to closed doors. I leave it all behind me, only looking ahead from now on. Every step is the furthest I've gone. And every time I doubt myself, I gotta hold strong. Every time things get tough, I gotta hang on. When I'm out on a ledge, I will never forget. In the end, what I did was the best I could give. I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to before. I'm never going back, never going back, never going back to closed doors. I leave it all behind me, only looking ahead from now on. Every step is the furthest I've gone.
Oh yeah, that one gets me in my feels as well. But yeah, all the violin was improv. Um, yeah, that song, that song. I had other thoughts about it during the singing. I'm not crying, you're crying. We're crying. This is fine. Yeah, there's a lot of my personal life in that one. There's a lot of my personal life in that one. Yeah, the bridge there is really because I go through so many cycles of like self-doubt and feeling like unredeemable for mistakes in my life that I've known that I've made and ways that I've hurt people and hurt myself. Like, I just sometimes that feels like how do you live with that? How do you move on when you didn't know better, or when you did know better but you were so emotional? Like there are just, I think there are things that sometimes we dwell on that make us feel like we can't move forward and be better or do better or whatever. And so that bridge was for me to like remember that like in the end you've done what you can and you can only just keep moving forward and doing your best. Takes me right back to when I left South Carolina and forged my own path for the first time in my whole life. Yeah. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is how you hold yourself accountable and how you work to improve going forward. Thank you, Hats. Yeah. Yeah, so that one's a tearjerker for me for sure. I get really into that one because it's that one is particularly personal for me. Less personal, a little more lighthearted. The very last line in the chorus, the every step that I take is the furthest I've gone, is very much Lord of the Rings inspired. Very, who says it? I think it's Samwise Gamgee says like, "This is the furthest I've ever gone in the Shire," kind of line. That's the line I had for that in my head when I wrote that one. Needed a little. There's a few like references to things like the "It's dangerous, take this" from the Mentor song. There's "This is the furthest," like this every step I take is the furthest I've gone. Very much Lord of the Rings. There's a few little ones like that throughout the album. But yeah, it's this one is super personal for me, so it's hard for me not to get emotional about it as well. Yeah, it's emotional. It's so that's the Crossing the Threshold in the Hero's Journey song. There's the next stage in the Hero's Journey is like tests friends and enemies or something like that. And I didn't have enough time. I didn't have enough energy or time to do like a song for each and every one of those. So I kind of mixed tests in to places, and I kind of mixed the enemies one into the villain thing. And then, so for this song, I focused because everyone was like excited about a found family song. So that's what Stick Together is. This is the one with Jordan Fries, Camby Anna Pantsu, and Brandon Maxwell. So that's that song. So you can get excited to hear these folks coming up in the next one. So the vision that I had in my head for this was the party has been traveling. The party has gotten together. They've been through some stuff at this point. And they're at the tavern or whatever. And someone's like, "Oh, how did you guys meet?" And then this song would kick in. So like if this were a movie, that would be the setup for the song. Makes me feel better about my journey with coming to terms with being disabled. Oh, I'm glad to be able to provide that. Coming to terms with being disabled is a tough road. We have so much internalized ableism. That is something I have to check myself on all the time. And I do my best to try and follow folks who talk on that, to make sure that I have that combating the internalized ableism voice that lives in my head. It's very good to keep your feeds diverse so you can hear and be reminded of things that we take for granted or don't realize are harmful ways of thinking to ourselves and each other. So All right, the next song is so cute. I like to think so. This is probably one of the cheesiest. I write cheesy songs, not to be confused with that fact, but this is probably one of the cheesier songs I've written, but I absolutely love how it turned out. It was really fun to do a group project and to bring on so many talented folks who are just so wonderful. So yeah, Jordan Fries, Kay McKay, Anna Pantsu, and Brandon Maxwell, all of these are wonderful artists and wonderful people, to my knowledge, who said... who were willing to join me on this song, and I think it turns out wonderful. So let's listen to that. I'm gonna try to talk a little less between songs so that we can actually finish this, so I can actually go to lunch for my lunch date with my partner. I love cheesy songs. Can't wait to add your songs to some of my character playlists. Luckily, pizza isn't the only thing I like with extra cheese, as you can tell from my humor hats. Yeah. I dig your humor and your style. Okay, I'm eating myself. We're gonna listen to Stick Together, the Found Family Allies song from the Hero's Journey concept album.
I started out alone, followed my heart to where it was unknown. Following my path led me to your doorway, down the cobblestones.
You almost knocked me over in your rush, but you're so small.
Small? I'm taller than you.
How could I deny your cry for help when I'm so strong?
How did we meet again?
It's all so complicated, but then
We stick together,
nothing's gonna bring us down. How did we meet again?
We're all so different, but again, when we work together, we know we're gonna make it out.
So I raise my glass to you, my friends. You're the ones I want by my side in the end.
I never thought I'd learn how to trust anyone but myself. Never say it out loud, but I'm so glad that I have your help.
You always understand what I'm trying to say. I'm no good with words, but you always know that I'm here to stay.
How did we meet again?
It's all so complicated, but then we stick together and nothing's gonna bring us down.
How did we meet again?
We're all
All right. So that's Stick Together. That's the Allies song, the Found Family song. Oh, Hats, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that I can do anything at all. I feel a little helpless sometimes with those things, but yeah, sending a lot of love. This reminds me of me and my D&D group trying to recall how we met after 10 years. Yeah, we all have different stories of how it all happened. Exactly. That's like the yeah. So good. Thank you. Here It Comes to Tears Again. This was such a sweet song. Thank you. I kept making myself cry trying to record this because I kept just thinking of what the reprise would be later. Let's say some sad things have happened and we've lost some of the party members, and it would be like, when can we meet again? Oh, I'm gonna make myself cry again. But yeah, I had like multiple reprise ideas that would be devastating, and I just kept thinking of what the reprise would be and making myself cry from that. So there's that. I did not end up doing a reprise because it makes me too sad. But yeah, I definitely kept thinking of like, what would the later, like that sad version later be? Why would I do that to myself? I don't know, but I did. Well, I'm showing this song to my best friend. Aww. My eternal DM who tried to be a player quickly realized he forgot how and didn't like it. Oh no. We love Found Family. It reminds me of my pirate crew, right? I'm like, sometimes we just need like a moment of cuteness, right? We don't need, like, not everything needs to be a rousing. I love doing the rousing, like, adventure, like these epic ballads or whatever. Not that I'm gonna try to stop self-deprecating my singing, but like, yeah. Can we please get a tragic reprise? Not because I have cosplay ideas or anything. Definitely not that. Yeah, I might need to do like a reprise single where it's like the sad adventurer later on by themselves, like looking at the photos or whatever. I don't know. We started as online friends and now forever friends since 2015. Yeah. Might have to do like a single release at some point with a sad reprise. Also, my DM who accidentally off my character bought me a sandwich as an apology for oh no. So anyways, that's a Found Family song. I have devastating ideas for follow-ups to that, but did not add it to this album for personal devastation reasons. Okay, up next, we have I'll Do It Anyway. I keep almost skipping over songs. It's because we're at 1 hour now. I was like, this was the stream will be about an hour. We have now made it halfway through. Cool. I'll Do It Anyways. This is the approach to the Inmost cave, which in my head is when, and like this was the thing, is like I wasn't intimately familiar with the hero's journey in terms of like academically or like how people actually use it. But in my head, this is the moment where the hero realizes that like this shit just got real. Like we are very good at getting off track, yeah, right? But that's I think it's good. The only reason I have a time thing is for my own lunch that I'd like to do with my partner. And it is technically still quite early. Luckily, the music is on track. I'll Do It Anyway is the approach to the Endless Cave. And for me, this is when the hero is realizing that shit gets real. That like maybe we've already lost someone or something. Maybe the stakes have just increased. Maybe like for whatever reason, like maybe we realized that like the obstacle ahead is way bigger than we realized, and there doesn't seem to be a way to succeed at our mission and survive, right? Like to me, that's like we have to really decide that this is something we're going to do regardless, even though the stakes are higher than we realized, the difficulty level is bigger than we thought. Like whatever it is, the challenge has started to feel insurmountable. And sitting with yourself and deciding, you know what, this journey, this adventure, this mission, this quest, this whatever is worth it. Despite all the fear that I'm feeling, and it's worth it. So that's what this song is for me, and what it means to me for the approach to the Inmost Cave. So in this one, I kind of imagine the hero being on their own or sitting somewhere alone in the forest, like with their thoughts and their fears and their thoughts. Yeah. The music is digital, the mic is analog, and the musician is non-binary. Oh yeah. My character Akari, after getting downed in 4 hits, hearing the party panic, thinking she wasn't alive. See you later, Protex. Thanks for coming through. I hope you have a good one. The stakes are higher than we realized. The cow jumped all the way over the moon. Yeah. Alright, so I'll do it anyway. Approach to the Inmost cave. The challenges are feeling insurmountable. And we're feeling afraid, but we're gonna do it anyway. That's literally this lyric, that particular lyric. So never going back, the core lyric of the end of the chorus is very much inspired by Lord of the Rings, and this song, it's not fantasy inspired technically. It's inspired by a quote from Carrie Fisher. The fear is like, don't wait for the courage to come. Courage comes with action. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I didn't say it exactly correct, but that's the idea. Like, courage doesn't come, you don't like get the courage and do it, you do it and then courage comes with that. So I'll feel the fear and do it anyway is a quote from Carrie Fisher, and that's where the core lyric of this song comes from. I love Carrie Fisher. Yes, best Disney princess for sure. Yeah. I might be afraid, but I'll do it anyway has pretty much been my unintentional anthem for a lot of the last year-ish of school. So yeah, this one I also get my feels about for many reasons. I'm gonna stop talking about my feelings and start playing the song now. Let's do it.
It's been a long time coming for the end to start. I spent a long time running, and I've come so far. The stars don't have the answers, no matter how I ask. I don't know if I'm ready to handle this last task. I'll be here till the morning, just trying to find if I have what I'm looking for hidden inside. I don't know if I have what it takes till I take it. I don't know if I bend or I break till I break it. I might be afraid, but I'll do it anyway. I took my chances searching for this path that chose. And I wound up hurting the ones I love the most. And I don't have the answers, no matter how I try to gain some greater purpose. Is there even one to find? I'll be here till the morning, just trying to see if the world ever had a need for someone like me. I don't know if I have what it takes till I take it. I don't know if I bend or I break till I break it. I might be afraid, but I'll do it anyway. There's a fire burning me inside. I'd sell my name for somewhere safe to hide. There's nothing left for me except to climb. Can I climb? Can I break till I break it. I might be afraid. I'll do it anyway. I'll do it anyway. I don't know if I have what it takes till I take it. I don't know if I bend or I break till I break it. I might be afraid. I'll do it anyway. I'll do it anyway. I'll do it anyway.
There it is. So that's I'll do it anyway. Thank you, Skelly. My character sent when he found out that the BBEG was their father and realizing that his found family. Oh, I should have waited for the follow-up message. God, these songs are so good. Thank you. The bridge of this is so real. Yeah, that's another one. That's another one. This is another really personal song. The found family treated him more like family than his dad. Now he needs to stick beside them. Yeah. 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 This is another one. That was another personal one. So that's the approach to the Inmost cave. And yes, also hats. Hats. You can't see it on the portrait, but if you're on desktop or on Twitch, you can see my beautiful new cello. I've been trying to practice that here and there. I don't practice instruments, and I've been trying to at least tune this up and play a couple notes every once in a while to try and start getting used to it, because it's definitely a change from violin. But yes, behind the mic, yeah. That's my new cello. Hats gifted that to me for Christmas, and I am very excited to start trying to attempt to add that to tracks, which I would like to do. I think I'm gonna start trying to add it to the character songs before I've been working on the production for those, and I think I'm gonna start by trying there. I'm a little, I already know I'm gonna be frustrated because like I'm gonna want to like add these complicated things, and I'm really only gonna be able to play like very simple melodies on that to begin with. I'm still shocked about that reveal to this day. I bet, Mooney. This is my rogue realizing that the party is actually fighting demon lords, but he cares about the party too much to let them face alone. Yeah. Hello, Cody. My stealth wasn't high enough and I was found out. Hi. Yeah, so I'll do it anyways. Big emotional song for me as well. No, I know, Hats. I know. Did not mean to toot my own horn. That song just sounded right for cello. Simple melodies on cello can add a lot. Yeah, and that's why I think that's why I'm going to try and just immediately jump in with the cello, because I know that like even just simple cello adds so much. So I'm really excited about getting that going. I'm afraid, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep pushing forward so that maybe I will actually still get to lunch at a reasonable hour, because I would like to shower before going to lunch. There's always room for sugar-free cello. Okay, so up next we have Drawing the Line, and this is somewhere between like Tests and the Ordeal, and this could be like this song I left open for interpretation. It could be directed at the villain. I also saw some folks talking about how they're fed up with their party and their party keeps drawing the line for them, and they're like, I will snap and I will make you stop this. But the idea was that there has been an inciting test or incident. So this could either be a test or the ordeal being like a big battle with the villain, for example, like the climactic battle with the villain. But basically that we have what could be considered perhaps a cinnamon roll hero who has had to maybe do some difficult things, and so forth. I've had to draw some lines IRL too. Yeah, also. But whoever has done the thing that's like pushing their boundaries too much, too far, and they're like, look, I've been nice, but this is like the do not mistake my kindness for weakness thing. like situation. Mooney, thank you so much for hanging. Yeah, sorry, this was meant to be an hour-long stream, and we're at an hour 10, and we are getting to the 7th song. So we're gonna keep pushing through. But thanks y'all for hanging with me as long as you can. But yeah, this is the do not mistake my kindness for weakness song, and also like the even the soft hero can do devastating things if pushed to it. This is the I will take you down even if I have to take myself down doing it song. Should wrap up just in time for dinner, methinks. Sounds good. Morning Sky. So Drawing the Line is another, they're all some of my favorites. So it's, you know, again, like I said, I feel like I get to each one and I'm like, no, I love this one actually. Drawing the Line is another one of the shorter songs. And I think for that reason, a lot of people enjoy it because it's very digestible in that way. Like, you know, like some of these are I have multiple 4+ minute songs and the last song is 5.5 minutes. So, you know, really quickly we get to, you got to really sit and listen. Which I know some people like, but in terms of like what most people will sit and listen to is not a 5+ minute song. Drawing the Line is a very digestible song, and I feel like it's a big ass mood. So Drawing the Line, the hero is snapping. You could attribute this to tests. You could attribute this to the Ordeal. This was one of those gray line songs where I wasn't sure exactly where it fits in the hero's journey, but it definitely fits, and it could be, depending on where you would apply it, it fits equally well, in my opinion, to different scenarios. So in my head, it was written for the Ordeal to be like telling the villain, like, you know what, you're crossing my line and I will fight you and hurt you. I will do what I must, even if it destroys myself. That's what this is. And in my head, like, yeah. Okay, we're gonna listen to it. Drawing the Line, I think it's a bop. Please enjoy.
Stop right there, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the storm that has been brewing lately. Pressure's building, surging, bubbling. I cannot control what's coming. If you know what's good for you, you'll stop right now. I've been kind so far, but you're drawing a line. I'll cross so fast. If you push me, I'll burn and crash. If I can take you with me in the fire. I've been playing nice, but you're running to the edge. I won't think twice. If you push me, I'll take the lead. If I can drag you with me to the deep. Stop right there, you don't know what you're bringing. You don't know the way that I've been feeling lately. Anger deep inside my bones is eating up all of my soul. If you know what's good for you, you'd stop right now. I've been kind so far, but you're drawing a line. I'll cross so fast. If you push me, I'll burn and crash. If I can take you with me in the fire. I've been playing nice, but you're running to the edge. I won't think twice. If you push me, I'll take the leap. If I can drag you with me to the deep. I'm about to do all of the things I never thought I'd do. I'll become your nightmare if you dare to make another move. There is not a single thing that I should have to say to you. I've got nothing left to lose. I've been kind so far, but you're drawing a line. I'll cross so fast. If you push me, I'll burn and crash. If I can take you with me in the fire. I've been playing nice, but you're running to the edge. I won't think twice. If you push me, I'll take the leap. If I can drag you with me to the deep. I've been kind so far, but you're drawing a line. I'll cross so fast. If you push me, I'll burn and crash. If I can take you with me in the fire. I've been playing nice, but you're running to the edge. I won't think twice. If you push me, I'll take the lead. If I can drag you with me to the deep.
The crunchy harmonies makes brain go burr. I love harmonies. This is going on my characters playlist right now. Yes. For harmonies go burr. I love harmonies. And again, I will tell you all, most of my stuff is improv, recorded improv. I write my melody. That's not improv. I write my melodies, I write my lyrics, I play my guitar track, I sing the melody. And then I go through and I improv violin. Then I go through and I improv my harmonies. And then I go through and I improv my backing vocals. I believe that, yeah, I'm doing a jam session with myself, basically, every single song. And I struggle, and it was one of the reasons that I hesitated for a long time to do real life instruments. So yes, like the drum kit, I program that. If I program it, that's not so much improv. So like the flute, I don't play flute, but if it's a real instrument, like the guitars, the violin, soon to be the cello, all the vocals that are not the melody, that is all me. Just I struggle, and I wanted to like learn just pop music production, because then the drum pad sometimes is involved, but I usually have to scrap what I play because I am not a good drum player. I will bring it out. I say often, that's a lie, because it's I haven't figured out how to set it up easily, but I do sometimes bring it out to try and get ideas, but then I usually have to program it anyways, because I'm just not a good drum player, but it's a lot of fun. So I do have fun with it, and it does inspire beats. But yeah, have to go shower and get ready for class. Thanks for popping in, Sky. It was really great to see you. That was so good, especially at the end. Thank you. But yeah, so everything except for like the drum kit, and like if it's an instrument that I don't have, like the flute, those are programmed. If it's like an instrument I don't really play well, but all the rest of it and all the backing vocals, I avoided doing all of this because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get consistent enough performances to make it sound consistent through the whole song. So I'm finding my balance of like things that get repeated later. I just literally will sometimes drag and drop it and then just give it a different slight treatment later in the song, or I will just play something over and over until it starts mostly sounding the same every time I play it. But it's like, I don't write these pieces. Like, I don't write them. There are no sheets. I am not a sheet writer. I don't have music sheets. I have a melody, and then I have my ears, and then I just play what I can and try to put it all together in a way that works. So that's how I make music, and I'm really excited and learning. I'm excited to be finding a way to, because I love improv. I love doing all that. I love coming up with the harmonies on the fly. I love doing all those things. So I'm excited that I'm learning how to take those strengths and those parts of music that I love and figure out how to make it still work together in a cohesive sounding song. I'm about to do all the things. Yeah, thank you, Skelly. I love, the whole bridge is like a breakdown of just like, oh! Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the album after this. Thank you. But yeah, having fun is important. I never got good at drums. I used to have good rhythm, but I could never get the hang of drums. Even so, do what calls you. Yeah, for sure. Playing the drums has improved my drum. Even though I often don't feel satisfied to use the drums that I've like literally physically played on the drum kit. It usually gives me ideas for what I do want to program. So that's been very helpful in learning even just drumming basics to also what I want to say more realistic drums. Like, doesn't need to be realistic, no. But it helps. I feel like it gives me a better sense of groove with what a drum part might want to sound like. So that's been very creatively helpful. Stylistically, moving into this next song. So the next song is the villain perspective of the Ordeal. And it's called The World You Know. It's so far the most popular song on the album by a lot. And I think it's because I could make some fun videos for it that people enjoyed. So they went and found it. Villain songs are so much easier to make videos for, I feel like. And I will say, stylistically, most of these tracks, this song has me feral. Most of these tracks are very acoustic. So almost every single song has, and even Drawing the Line, has acoustic guitar. almost all of these are mostly real instruments with the exception of like the drum kit and a little bit of like bass programmed in. But The World You Know is almost exclusively programmed, and I decided stylistically that because I originally was going to try and mix in acoustic guitar, but I stylistically decided to completely leave it out for several reasons, one of which being I kind of like the idea that the acoustic guitar represents the hero's like influence and presence thematically in this album. And Drawing the Line, you have more programmed stuff in Drawing the Line that we just listened to than we do in a lot of the rest as well. Like Drawing the Line includes a lot more synth parts. And I like that again thematically because we're pushing the hero a little further from their zone. Like they're more willing to do the thing that may be considered morally gray to get like Drawing the Line to me is the closest in production to the villain song, but still has like more of those acoustic elements in it. Like, yeah, acoustic guitar is real, quote unquote. So anyways, just if you didn't notice, The World You Know is almost completely like not acoustic. There are still some like acoustic parts, but like mostly it is not, where mostly the rest of the songs are. And I think The World You Know is the only one that has 0 acoustic guitar. And I decided I was going to still try and incorporate it, but then I realized like the villain song wants to stand out in some way production wise, and I decided that was going to be one of the elements. So just a fun fact, if you hadn't noticed, The World You Know is almost completely produced, and I decided to do that on purpose. There's more elements in that one that incorporate random sound effects. They're mixed in very subtly, so I don't expect anyone to have noticed, but towards the end, underneath the vocals, which you can't hear, you're just supposed to feel them, hopefully. Underneath the vocals, I actually mixed in crocodile rumbles and then thunder with a little bit of rain towards the end. So just fun facts. I had a lot of fun thematically trying to tell stories with this one. It's 100% Malachite to Harkari. My brain goes brr. Yeah, do an animatic. I would love to see it. So yeah, I also love themes and storytelling through music production, and I'm trying to get better. Oh yeah, welcome in. All right, so The World You Know, villain perspective of the ordeal, the big climactic interaction in the hero's journey, and there's a lot of thematic storytelling just in the music production, let alone the words, and yeah, crocodile rumbles intensify. I was like, this wants some kind of animal noise underneath, just like, even if you don't ever hear it, really, like, it is mixed very low, but it is there. I just wanted there to be, like, something that, like, could potentially trigger, like, that fear feeling, you know? Like, when you're just like, oh, what's that? I don't know what it is, but my brain knows that it's dangerous. That is what I wanted to trigger. All right, so, The World You Know, villain song. Let's go.
Got you under my thumb. I don't want you to give up. I kinda like this control. I think I'm under your skin. Come on now, just let me in. I am a sight to behold. You're here without all your friends. You can no longer pretend. You can resist what I hold. You know I gave you your name and all those voices the same. Now I'm taking over. Fire is a beacon in the night as it burns away the old. We know some must sacrifice for a new together we can usher in my endless lies. Why must you question my plan? You're getting way out of hand. this is your only way out. The world must first turn to ash, and soon we gotta move fast. Ignore all the screams and shouts. You know it's all but too late. I already shut the gate. My offer's bound to expire. Goodbye to the world, you know. Away in ashes it blows in the heat of my brilliant fire. My fire is a beacon in the night as it burns away the old. We know some must sacrifice for a new world. So put down your fight, come join by my side. Together we can usher in my endless light. I can see the fire in you, mirrors that of mine. I forged your destiny with the rest of me. Now our fates are intertwined. Don't turn your back on our light. Don't turn your back on my light. My fire is a beacon in the night as it burns away the old. We know some must sacrifice for a new world. So put down your fight, come join by my side. Together we can usher in my endless light.
I really struggled on how to end that one, but I kind of like the idea that like you could leave that into interpretation exactly how that ends. This is the smuggiest of smug, and I live for it. Oh man, makes me think of Malachi burning down an entire city to find Hikari and maybe foaming at the mouth. I don't know why, but I picture this as a god singing this to their paladin that has slowly realized their god isn't as good as they thought they were. Yeah, that's a really good. I really liked adding in little. I mean, I feel like it's pretty clear that this is someone willing to like. What's that? Who's that? I can't think of his name right now. Everyone like book talk loves him, and he's got that whole like. A hero would sacrifice you for the world, but a villain wouldn't do that. Like, I would burn everything for you. Like, that was also in my head a little bit. Kind of vibe. But also, I included little, like, manipulation stuff where I wanted to let the mask of manipulation slip a little for the lion. So, like, when he's, I say he, but, you know, when the villain is trying to convince the hero to join, like, I'm building something better. Like, we need to build, we're gonna build this great thing, and you and I are the same, really. Like, feral like, you know, we're trying to be convincing. We're trying to say, like, look, this is all worth it. We're gonna do something great together. But the line slip that I hope everyone loves also that I love is at the end of the bridge is saying like, don't turn your back on our light. Like, we're still in, like, you and I are doing this, but then like feeling really like, then like, you know, when like in you know when like someone's mask kind of slips and then they accidentally like say the wrong word, that just like kind of like clues you back into like, nah, this person is like completely trying to use me. When like they start getting pissed that you're not responding to them, that's the don't turn your back on our light, don't turn your back on my light. that's like, for me, like, I feel like it's not even, I don't even know if it's that big of a deal, but it was a big deal to me. Yeah, saying the quiet part out loud, like accidentally like revealing that actually I don't give a crap that it's about that I'm just using you. Like, you know, revealing that by accidentally, obviously it's not accidental in the song, but like this slip, the mask slip of like, I'm trying to convince you this is a great plan for us, but really all they want is to use you. So going from like this is us, this is like, you and I are doing this, we're so similar, like, you know, these kinds of like sweet lines that like a manipulator will say to you, to like make you feel like they care, make it feel like they see you and no one else understands you, like this kind of like, and it's easy to ignore, you know, the screams and shouts. It's easy to ignore the red flags when you feel like no one's seen you before, no one gets it, or like no one understands that like rage that you feel sometimes, whatever that is. Like that's the manipulator tactic angle I was trying to like illustrate. And then that line kind of like lets the mask slip. Like, this is not about you and me. This is, I'm gonna use you to my means to an end. Don't turn your back on our light. Don't turn your back on my light. Like, this is actually about me. My brain was hearing my endless lies instead of my light, but maybe that's what really is underneath the light. Yeah, truly. I like to think, there's another quote from something where it's like, every villain thinks that they're the hero. Yeah. Hey, I like those red flags. I noticed it the first time I listened and was like, yeah, no, that was very, very much like, that was super, a lot about this song, and a lot of these lyrics are very intentional. Sometimes my lyrics just happen, but a lot of this album has very intentional lyrics that refer back to concepts from other songs, or like phrasing that was used in a past song, trying to like incorporate those as you go through. Yeah, I just tried to incorporate a lot that ties into each other without making the songs interdependent on each other. Anyway, so I really love that song. I'm glad to hear it makes at least one of you go feral. Had a lot of fun with it. I don't really have a good villain voice, per se. But you know what? Non-binary, effeminate voices can be villains, too. Okay, so there is no song that, like, tells us what happens with the villain. This is left to your interpretation in this outro of The World You Know. It calms down a little. The storm has ended. Like, you can hear the rain, like, fading away if you listen closely. And it ends almost a little calm, like a little weirdly calm. And that was a choice on purpose, because I wanted that to kind of be like, you insert your scene here. This could be like the villain almost wins, or the villain is finally put down. Like, there wasn't like, I didn't put like a big climactic clash at the end of the song, because I felt like that said too much without letting people decide what happens for themselves. But obviously this is the hero's journey, which means that in some way the villain has been defeated, which takes us on to the next song, At the Crossroads. And the Crossroads is actually a song that was the only song that I had partially written before I wrote this album. Half of the Crossroads song was written previous to the album writing, and I had already shared that on TikTok before, and people really enjoyed it. And actually it was one of the songs that someone said something about wanting to put it on their character playlist, which was what inspired the character song project. So, you know, you can think this song as being part of that process for the character song project. So At the Crossroads is the journey home. The road back is, I think, what it's called in the hero's journey cycle, like framework. And the road back is full of temptations and opportunities to like still like screw things up or get lost, or it's not as fraught as the ordeal with danger, but there is still plenty of opportunity for things to go wrong. I heard I thought we were never going back, right? Never going back to before. Physically, you can go back somewhere, but you cannot go back the same. At the Crossroads is the journey home. At the Crossroads is representative of all the temptations and danger that we've done something big. We've done something we can't come back from. Like, we've done something that that has fundamentally changed who we are and what our story is. And how do we handle that in the face of being told, like, anything, like judgment, or like hey, I don't think you should have done that, or hey, I think that was great. Like, there's so many people can interpret that how they want, but it's something big and it's something that makes a statement and it's something that hopefully is for the best. But we all know that many things are morally gray, and we can we can have had strong convictions and we can have done things and then realize later that we didn't have the full context and maybe that wasn't great, or maybe ended up being really good, but we'll never know. Like we won't ever be given the context to tell us for sure that that was the right thing to do. And carrying the burden of having lost the things we lost, and carrying the burden of having done very big things and never really going to be able to feel confident that those were the right choices, that we did do the right thing, or not, or knowing that maybe there were things we did that we really shouldn't have done for whatever reason, and carrying all of that, right? So that's what At the Crossroads is this encounter with someone sweetly offering to remove that burden. And what do you do when someone if you were offered to be able to have all that lifted from you, what would you do? And that's the At the Crossroads. Partly another thing that could be a test. It's the road back. That's what this song is. I will mute myself again, and we will listen to it now.
Been fighting battles and fighting demons. Doesn't matter what you believe in. Have you lived when you die? Will you be satisfied? You took the road less traveled, lost yourself down in the gravel, and now you've come to a place, a crossroads where the devil waits. He said, what's a soul to a wanderer? What's a heart when it's full of pain? Have you ever stopped to wonder if you must carry it all the way? You can lighten your load here, the righteous always do. But you don't have to, trust me, look in my mirror and see the stark and naked truth. Growing tired, growing weary. It feels like no one can see me. Did I live? Have I died? What have I sacrificed? I took the road that called me, got to the end, and what did I see? Was it worth what I gave? And the words from the devil came. What's a soul to a wanderer? What's a heart when it's full of pain? Have you ever stopped to wonder if you must carry it all the way? You can lighten your load here, the righteous always do. But you don't have to, trust me, look in my mirror and see the stark and naked truth. I clearly lost sight. Who called me didn't matter if I did what was right. I had the world on my shoulders, and though I couldn't hold her, I tried. The grief I bear is one I share. I refuse to lose myself again. So in answer to you, my friend, what's a soul to a wanderer? What's a heart when it's full of pain? Well, I often stop to wonder if I must carry it all the way. If I lighten my load here, who I am I lose. Yes, I know what I see, it's not easy to keep, but I must own the truth.
Yeah, I had the world on my shoulders, and though I couldn't hold her, I tried. That's my hit hard lyric for me. That was some nice fiddling. Thank you. Yeah, that one was the closest I had to having like a pre-written violin part, because I had really liked how the violin turned out on the improv that I did for TikTok before I wrote this album fully. So I did practice a lot to try and hit that similar melody. So that was the closest I had to a non-improv violin, although previously it had been an improv. I woke up and chose violins. Hello, Dusk Hellhound. I enjoyed that. Thank you. But yeah, this one, yeah, this song just makes me think in so many ways. I really, really love it. Thank you. Yeah, the end, for me, the takeaway from the hero's perspective is, like, I have to, like, if I stopped bearing this burden, I would cease to be who I've become because of what I've done and the choices I've made and what I've learned. The idea being, like, the devil at the crossroads is offering to, whether you interpret that as, like, removing memories or just, like, the weight that comes with one's choices, like, offering to take that away, and taking that burden of responsibility of your actions and the consequences of what's happened because of them, like, saying, like, hey, I'm gonna make it so you don't have to worry about that anymore. That would be the temptation to be like, wow, my heart is really, really heavy, and wouldn't it be nice not to have that anymore? But in a way, I think, whether it's fair or not, what we go through and what we do really makes us who we are, right? Like, how we deal with those things and what we do about it and how we treat other people through that and what the lessons we take away from it really is defining as to our character. And I think I don't think anyone should have to go through difficult things to figure that out. But unfortunately, a lot of us do. And I think, I don't know, there was a lot of thought put into the writing there. So I'm glad it makes you think also. For me, some of the most compelling hero designs are taking the burden of things they don't want to, especially when they've held that burden for such an extensive period of time. They're scared to let go of that control. Yeah, also. Super easy to imagine a little music video for this in my head. The vibes are perfect. Thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. I love, like, that. Yeah, I love that. I love painting a picture with my music. So that is really cool. Really cool to hear. And, like, some of it, like, what's the mirror? I'm not 100% sure, but I like to imagine this little devil has, like, a little mirror of truth that, like, reveals something important. And, like, so some of it's got a little lore that's unexplained, and maybe I don't fully have a story for it, but I think it's a good I feel like it's a good representative visual, metaphorical visual. Experiencing character growth is one thing, accepting it is another, and I think this illustrates it. Thank you. You have a really great way of summarizing things. This is not the first time, like, I feel like you really nailed something in a comment on something like this. Yeah. So anyways, that song is not particularly, like, exciting in the way that some of these other songs are, but I feel like it's very introspective and very, I find it very meaningful. Personally, I put a lot of meaning into it myself, and I hope that others find meaning in it as well. Yeah, so that one's I feel like it's an understated song, but ultimately has a lot. And again, I had the world on my shoulders, and though I couldn't hold her, I tried. And for me, that line is just, that was another personal line for me. Like, I feel like I carry a lot of responsibility that maybe isn't even my responsibility. I just feel responsible for it. And, like, I feel like I carry stuff that I can't carry, actually. And I'm doing what I can to make the world a better place and be a better me and to make things better for myself and other people. But at the end of the day, I'm just one person. We're all just one person. Like, Aurora is definitely on my inspo list. Talvi. I don't say that, like, I don't have, like, a singular like muse that I use, but Aurora vibes, definitely. Aurora's on my inspiration playlists for sure. Yeah. I struggle with artists because most of the artists that I love, when I listen and I'm like, yes, I would love to make music like this, like, that's just not the kind of music I can make. I don't have the vocals for it. I don't have the, like, style. So, like, sometimes I get discouraged when I listen to people like Aurora because it's just so unattainable for me and my style. And, like, But I have to recognize that that can be inspirational, and I can get ideas and I can get vibes, but then ultimately my music is still going to be like my music, right? Like, so I can't, it's just, I struggle walking the line of getting inspired and excited about something versus like what I make is going to be totally different at the same time. And I need to not judge myself for that. Like, I make what I make and people are going to like it or not, you know? Such a good song. This vibes with my current character. I'm glad to hear that. You're just one person, but you're an excellent person. Thank you, Hans. Likewise. And it's kind of amazing how one person here and one person there can add up. Absolutely. And that's like, I think to me, wow, this is a hero's journey. This is a hero's journey. So like it focuses on like, you know, the quote unquote main character. The thing is we're all the main character in our own story. Right? Like, so as long as we're not walking around in a way that is gross, like being the main character in your own story, you know, like we don't want to be the main character in our heads to the point that we are not allowing other people to have their story, right? Like you don't want to walk all over someone else's story either. You know, people are not the sidekicks in your story. They also are the main character in their own story. And I think when you keep that context, it's a fine metaphor. And we all do our best to like be, yeah, the other people are not NPCs. Exactly. Thank you, Hats. Yes, precisely. So I think when we acknowledge that and like we can go through our own little hero's journey to inspire us to continue trying to be better and to face difficult things, I think that's really cool. And yeah, one person here and one person there, all when we're trying to do our best to work together to hold the world up and make the world a better place, I feel like that's when change happens. Yeah, you're never going to be someone else. You're you, and you're the best in the world at it. Yeah, very, very well said, Hats. These songs are just very easily applicable to just life. Yeah, yes. Yeah. I really try. I feel like I'm very proud of myself with this album because I feel like I did a fun and decent job of mostly, like, yes, some of it alludes to a little more fantasy than others, so it's a little more difficult to be like, yes, this is a generic song. But I feel like I did a pretty good job of keeping these songs to a point where they were specific in my head as to what I was referencing and thinking of, but I knew that the way that I was writing it was intended to be applicable to life and applicable to many heroes' journeys and applicable to many different situations. So that was kind of what I was aiming for. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. We have one more song. It is the final song. It is a song that just came out yesterday. It is a song that completes the album. This will have now been a 2-hour stream. I thought it was going to be a 1-hour stream, but I should have known it was going to take us 2 hours to get the 37 minutes of music. Extremely relatable character, fantasy based or not. Thank you, Dulip. Yeah, that was the idea. But hey, here we are, 2 hours in, almost. We're going to listen to Come to the Table, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. This is the final chapter. So in the hero's journey, there's the return home with the elixir. There's a few other steps in there, but I felt like it all kind of rolled together. Come to the table to me, like in the Meet the Mentor song, it says like, if you make it back, that's a day we'll celebrate. But also remind, like, a lot of times in these stories, the hero is not actually really well known. Like, yeah, when we watch a Disney movie, of course, everyone knows the princess or whoever. But I feel like in a lot of times, a lot of individuals sacrificed, a lot of individuals suffered, a lot of individuals were lost. And so I, for that reason, didn't want the end song to just be about the hero coming home. I wanted to have it be a gathering song talking about, like, there's clearly been a shift, right? Everyone knows, like, the evil or whatever has been defeated and things are changing, but referring to, like, things, there's a shift, there's been a clear a change. Something has been won. We have lost things in the process. We have, you know, it's a collective thing. I'm going to put that in my little notes over here. Hats, to check that out. So anyways, this is a 5-minute long song, 5.5 minute long song that isn't just about the return of the hero. Yes, the hero is returning and the hero is a little bit there. But But in the same, along this whole line, like, the hero is not actually the only one affected. The hero is not the only one who's lost things or been struggling. Like, people were struggling long before the hero came along to do the thing. The hero just kind of woke up to the reality of things and did something about it, and happened to be the successful person about it. Again, in the mentor song, we allude to, like, other people who have tried. They're not the only one. They just happen to be the one who is successful this time. So again, I wanted this song to not just be about the hero, but a bittersweet celebration. Like, things are changing, things are getting better, and maybe we don't always know who did that. Like, we don't always give credit to the people who made the change and did all that work. And while I think we should do better about trying to give credit to people who are putting in that work and those sacrifices, like, a lot of times there are the unsung heroes, or they're sung about, but we don't actually know who they are. They are the unnamed heroes who have made this world what it is for the better. In that way, like, we all, as our own little main characters doing our little hero's journey, doing our little part to make the world better, are not the only ones who are being or should be celebrated. We should be celebrated, but we should also be celebrating each other's journeys and contributions. So, I don't know, that's a lot of words about that, but someone should do something about this. Wait a second, I'm someone. But yeah, so this is just a big song. Sadie Pasley, also known as Sadie Oakleaf here on TikTok. Ghostlight G, also here on TikTok. And then Elvin on the harps again. All feature on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and play it so that we can actually be done within 2 hours of streaming. It's going to be great. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm going to mute myself again. Let's go. Let's do the final song. This song dropped yesterday. It is out. It is out. The whole album's out. It's all here. No time to explain.
Haven't you heard of the fires of old? Haven't you heard someone conquer the road? Hey, hey, hey. Haven't you heard there's no need left for fear? Haven't you heard no more danger around here? Your wounds look deep, come lay your head to rest. Have you traveled far? Are you coming home from your quest? Come to the table, the feast is for all. Raise up your glass as we sing in the halls. Da-da-da-dee-da, the time has come. Da-da-da-dee-da, the healing's begun. Haven't you heard how the world grows again? Haven't you heard that this isn't the end? Hey, hey, hey. Haven't you heard there has come a new age? Haven't you heard that you're welcome to stay? Your eyes
not me crying almost. Time does not wait. For those who have never opened their door, I really like that. Although I can't remember the last time I was out. You know what? It can be very metaphorical as well. It doesn't need to be literal. It's really about your heart, I think. Yeah. I'm getting as emotional as watching credits roll after completing an amazing video game. That is so much the vibe. This song was really like, yeah, that's the vibe. Like, it's over, but it's not the end. You know? I have such a clear idea for a music video in this in my head. I want to make it now. Do it. I mean, I know you're con crunching, but this was lovely, and thanks for sharing your adventure with us and for helping us pass 2 hours on a rough day. Hats, you are so welcome. Thank you. I cannot explain to you. Hats has individually, personally been such a light in my life as a creative. And in Hats has just been so supportive over the years and always seems to have an amazing way to contribute on so many levels, in so many ways, that has been extremely supportive for me and helped me stay motivated and feel creative and have new ways to express myself over the years. Like, Hats, you just need to know you have a very special place in my heart, and your humor always brightens my day. So I see this as a mutual two-way support here. Skelly says, yes, we stand Hats. I'm assuming this is where Hats. Absolutely. Tulip says hi from Twitch. Haven't you heard how the world goes again? Haven't you heard that this isn't the end? Haven't you heard that there has come a new age? Haven't you heard that you're welcome to stay? My current character would cry hearing this. Oh, Skelly. Anywho, I'm emotional now, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go be emotional off stream. But yeah, no time. I need a tavern, 15 cosplayers, and a lot of time. Yeah. Oh, maybe you can make that happen one of the cons. I don't know how that works, but hey. Watching on TikTok because it's ad-free. Ooh, that is a good point. That is a very good point. Okay. Thank you for listening to this with me. I know some of you had to come and go. Don't give me ideas. Every song in this album was just amazing, and I cried so much. I hope that's positive. But yeah, thank you for hanging. Thanks for listening to me talk about like all the background. I didn't even get into all the background and thoughts I had writing all these songs. But I really love doing this because it gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit about the songs as we go through them. Give a little insight to like where I was at. Like, it's fun to hear your thoughts and like your feelings on the songs. Very happy tears, very good. Yeah, thank you for those who've had such a long week, and this was a fantastic way to relax after work. I am so happy to hear that, Talvi. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's Time to Explain. It is my one and only full-length album, and it is out. It'll probably be a long time before I have the energy to ever do a full-length album like this again. This took me a year to put together, even after writing and recording almost all of it. Like, this was a huge project for me, so it almost feels anticlimactic because I've been working on this for so long, and I've been wanting this to be... I feel like it sounds negative when I've been wanting this to be done for so long. Like, this has been something that I've just wanted to be sharing instead of be working on, because I had already done so much of the work. But yeah, it feels very exciting to be where I can just share it now and talk about it instead of feel like saying I have this thing that I want to give to you instead of being able to just, give it to you. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for being work company this morning. Very fun. I loved all the behind the scenes info. Thank you. Reminds me of VH1 Storyteller. Is always fun to learn more about what into the music. Hi, Herb. I'm glad that you got to lurk. Thank you, Herb, for the love. Herb is another great, wonderful supporter who always comes in with such wonderful timing, with such wonderful humor and support. Okay. Thank you all. I'm going to try to be better about doing both Twitch and TikTok more often, because I know we've got folks in both places or people who prefer one over the other. But TikTok is definitely my go-to platform right now, because that's where I am finding a lot of the TTRPG community. But yeah, roar! So yeah, please enjoy No Time to Explain. Of course, like you are already doing it. You're already listening. You're already getting into it. I already saw a bunch of you talking about character playlists. You wanted to add different songs too. Keep doing that. I really, really encourage you. Like as an indie artist, I have no at my level, I have no budget. I have no real connections. So like you all listening and playlisting and sharing this music goes so far, helping me reach the people who connect with my music. And I feel like I'm finally at a place where I know what I'm trying to do, and I feel like I'm starting to try do it well. It's been a big journey for me with my music. Like I've always really enjoyed where I am at wherever it's been, but I feel like I'm really finding where I want to go with my music, and I feel like I'm learning to articulate about my music in a way that helps people connect with it right away. I'm just gonna need to start figuring out how to continue finding the people who I know will resonate with it. So thank you all for being a part of that and helping me being connected with my music, and then helping me connect with even more people who will connect with my music, because it's so wonderful to know that like my music is out there giving all the feels and inspiring creativity and inspiring ideas. I just love that so much. So thank you all. Thank you. Thanks for hanging with me. I'm gonna go so that I can maybe shower really quick and then go on a little lunch date. You are all so wonderful. Take good care of yourselves. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. And for those of you who are going through a rough one, I hope that the week starts treating you much, much better. And yeah, you're all in my thoughts. Okay. Bye.